Captain, what are you talking about?
It appears to be a blackout. Everything is all black.
We ready, we ready for y'all. We ready, we ready, we ready.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to Top Shelf Sports Talk. Back with another live. I know y'all can hear the sarcasm in my voice because I'm confused right now. I'm upset right now. As you saw the title of the live, Philly, we have a problem. In fact, we do. Real quick, shout out to my daughter-in-law Snoop for the vodka, the Eagles Bird Gang vodka. I appreciate that. That gift was amazing. Thanks for it. I might need it, even though I don't think I'm gonna drink it today or tomorrow night. That's probably going to stay on the shelf once the man cave gets redone. It'll be on display. Because all in all, we're still Eagles fans. I don't care what goes on with that team, what they do, what they don't do. We're still Eagles fans. We still ride or die. We still watch. We still, it's football. You just hope that your team don't come out with performances like that. You just hope that your team come out and give a little bit more effort than they've been given over the last 5-6 weeks. And frankly, to be honest, to me, throughout the whole year, they have been given lackluster effort. Um, One more shout out. I don't know if you guys can see my whole hoodie. My hoodie was made by Make It Make Sense. My guy S. Dot, Make It Make Sense. If you need his information, get with me after the show, and I'll forward you his information. Pretty good guy. He looked out for me. I was in the crunch yesterday or this week. I called him last week when I found out I was going to the Wallow's podcast, PyCon 2024, which, by the way, was an amazing event. Shout out to Wallow. Shout out to all the guys that was there, Charlamagne the guy, everybody that was there. It was a formative event for people who's doing podcasts, which is like myself. I got a lot of valuable information out of it, and I will be implementing it on my platform and trying to get everything going. But back to what we all here for. Back to this Philadelphia Eagles football team. Like I said, I'm the title of the live is Philly. It should be Houston, but Philly, we got a problem. But Houston went out and bombed the Browns. I knew they was gonna bomb. I knew they was gonna beat the Browns. I didn't think they was gonna bomb them, but I knew they was gonna beat them. They're the Cinderella story. D'Amico Ryan's got those guys playing good football. CJ Stroud looks like he's not even a rookie. I mean that team is pretty stacked. They're pretty good and they're young. So that's a team to watch. But not to focus on them, focus on my Eagles. We got a problem. AJ Brown is out tomorrow night. AJ Brown is out. I want to know I want to gauge the level of panic that my Eagles fans may have. I want to see how y'all feel about that. See if y'all think that that's going to be a big issue that AJ Brown is out. I think it's going to hurt. I think AJ Brown's presence on the field definitely makes teams a little bit more worried than they want to be. And if he's not on the field, then they get to play the game that they want to play and play the defense that they want to play. But Do we still have enough to beat this Bucs team without AJ Brown? That's what I want to know from you guys out there listening to the show. Do we have enough to beat the Buccaneers without AJ Brown? Now, me personally, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I think we still do. We dominated this team week 3 or 4. I think it was week 3 with the run game. DeAndre Swift, happy birthday! But tomorrow night is the best gift you ever get if you win this game. Because I believe that we heavily have to rely on the run game. We heavily have to rely on the run game. If we do not run that ball and we go out there thinking that we can pass all over this team without AJ Brown out there, it is going to be a long night. And if that is the case, because there's reports out there talking about Nick Sirianni might be in jeopardy of losing his job if they lose against the Buccaneers tomorrow night. Now, I said that a couple of days ago, and everybody said I was overreacting, mainly my brother Jason. He said I was overreacting when I was saying that. And I'm telling you, man, like, for this team, and see me, and I've been riding with this theme all week long that we playing a rope-a-dope. My man Mac would say my man Oso City Mac would say the rope-a-dope. We're making teams believe that we're not as good and we got turmoil and we fell apart and all that stuff, only to come out and just play lights out football come playoff time. I posted on my page, Ocho Cinco did a video saying that same thing. The Eagles are playing possum. They're acting like they can't play. They act like they got all this stuff going on. They act like they're not getting along. They're acting like all this negativity is going on, only to come out Monday night to put the league on notice that we are who y'all thought we were in the beginning. Now, I hope you're right, Ocho. Please, I hope you're right. Because if not, this city is going to be on fire. The city will be on fire because they will be upset that the Eagles lost that game, and it's a playoff game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who nobody actually thought that they would be in this position to be able to play, be in a playoff picture. Who nobody thought Baker Mayfield was going to be any good this year with the Tampa Bay Bucs, and he just about played his way into a major contract coming up next year. Maybe not with the Bucs, but maybe with somebody else. But he's played himself into somewhat of a payday. But if this team loses to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it is going to be a long, long, long off season. There go one hater for the 49ers. Baker's going to be baking tomorrow. Hey, listen, bro. Salute to you and the 49ers. Like I said, I always have nothing but love and respect for you because you came on here even before that 49er game and was talking your trash, and y'all came out and did what you said y'all was going to do. Y'all beat us down. But I still would also tell you, though, if the Eagles come out tonight or tomorrow night and play a good football game, defensive football game, and our defense gets back on track and we win this game, be scared or be worried. I'm not saying scared. No, don't say scared. Be worried that this will be a good defense going against your 49ers, which your 49ers haven't won a game against a good defense. So be aware of that. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's not going to. I'm not saying it's actually that's what's going to happen. I'm just telling you, man. If it does happen, you will have a long day. It's going to be a long season. Sirianni out of here. I believe if they lose this game, Sirianni might be gone. You said, man, no AJ and a broken finger for Hurts, and depending on your defense, not happen. Listen, let me tell you something, right? The trick of the devil made you believe that he didn't exist. That's what we did. That's what I'm gonna believe. I'm gonna ride until we lose and say that's what we did to the league this last 6 weeks. We made y'all believe that we didn't exist. We made y'all believe that we were so terrible that everybody's writing us off and not looking at us and saying that, the Eagles are done. Nick Sirianni is gone. The trick of the devil is the fact that we are there. And we're going to come back against Tampa Bay. And me personally, even without A.J. Brown, I believe we still can beat that game. DeAndre Swift will have 150 yards on the ground. And I'm putting it out there early. That's my player of the game. DeAndre Swift, 150 yards on the ground. Would you say let's listen? It's destined for us winning our sixth Super Bowl. Listen, I mean, if y'all do, y'all got the team to do it. Y'all definitely had the players to do it. Y'all a good team. Y'all a solid team. Y'all well balanced. Good coaching. You know what I mean? So I'm not sitting there saying that you're telling any type of story. You know what I mean? Because you're built for that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if you go against a team with a good defense, brother, don't be surprised if you get shut out. Hey, my man BG, I appreciate you, brother. I really do, man. It's appreciated to hear fellow, podcasters in the business salute you like this, and God knows, it's a lot of work. You know it. You do Eat Sleep Sixers. Anybody on here who watch Sixers, Robert, you watch the Sixers. You like the Sixers. Check out Eat Sleep Sixers. They on a half hour before each game and a half hour after the game to talk Sixers talk. So if you get a chance, subscribe to that page. BG, I always appreciate you, brother. Back to this Eagles talk. I'm just telling you, Robert, like if our defense somehow learns how to tackle, somehow be where they're supposed to be, somehow don't give up containment. If we can somehow, you hear the key word somehow, correct all those mistakes, it will somehow be a long day for your 49ers if we play y'all. I'm telling you that. Now, like I said, your team is built to make a championship run and win a championship, but it'll be a long day for y'all. Do you think the coaching staff is playing for their jobs? Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I said that last week or the week before. Nick Sirianni, if it's true indeed that he may have lost the team and the team's quit on him, he's definitely playing for his job. Brian Johnson to me is out of there. Hopefully he's promoted to a head coach somewhere else, but he's out of there. And I'm not even saying that it's all on him, because I believe Nick Sirianni had a fault in that. I don't think it's just all on Brian Johnson. I was going after him pretty tough in the beginning of the season. Then when Lane Johnson came out and said that he was he was coaching along with Nick Sirianni, made me ease up on him a little bit, because a lot of this stuff that's going on with the heavy passing, to me, is a Nick Sirianni thing, because he was once a wide receiver. That's to me Nick Sirianni, and that to me killed our team. Is killing our team. Like at the end of the day, I have said, I think I posted last week right before Jalen Hurts dislocated his finger when A.J. Brown went down. I said, listen, call it quits. Embrace the 5th seed. Go in the playoffs with the 5th seed. Bench Hurts. Take Hurts out the game. And they didn't, and he dislocated his finger. You know what I mean? So it's like these guys are making calls and making decisions. Like, you do not have – against the Giants, you should have been running the ball up and down the field with Sharpenny and Gainwell. They should have been running the ball all up and down the field the whole time. We just don't have an identity. We are built to run the ball, but throw the ball 30 to 40 times. It's stupid. Yeah. Exactly. That's the point. Like, you built a team to be well balanced. You built a team to do exactly what the opposite of the defense is giving you. So you built a team to say, all right, you're going to stop A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert. All right, we're going to come out the backfield with Swift, Gainwell, Penny, and Boston Scott. We're going to mix and match like what the 49ers do. I always give the credit to them. You built the team for that. But yet and still, you don't use it like that. You just throw the ball 40 times a game and hope something happens. You put all the pressure on your quarterback to make something happen when you got other players on the team that can make it happen. Yeah, it's facts, because at the end of the day, man, you are killing what you built. You built a championship-style team. But you're coaching as if you're one-dimensional. You're coaching as if you don't have any solid running backs. You're coaching as if DeAndre Swift didn't have 1,000 yards. You're coaching as if he didn't play the whole season healthy. You're coaching as if he's like you have nothing to do on a running back. You have no running backs. That's how you're coaching. Like how can you sit there and look at your running back crew and say I'm not going to use y'all? I'm just going to let Jalen Hurts force the ball to Jalen Hurts forced the ball to AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert. I'm just going to keep forcing that. I understand how you do that. This is what happened to Russ in Seattle. They wanted him to be the man so bad that they forgot how. Yeah, that Super Bowl with Marshawn. Yeah, that was that first and goal, or whatever it was, second and goal. That was an easy touchdown with Marshawn Lynch, the beast. But instead, yet and still, they throw the ball on a slant and get picked off and lose the Super Bowl. See, that's what kills me about coaching sometimes, man. They got egos whereas though I'm going to do what I want to do because it's my team, it's my call. But are you really doing what's best for your team? Are you really doing what's in the best interest of each and every player that you got in the field? Are you really putting them in the best positions to win? And me personally, I don't think the Eagles and Brian Johnson and Nick Sirianni has done that so far this year. Swift had over 1,000 yards, and early on, these coaches going to feature game. Well, it shows maybe the coaches just ain't it. I agree. I agree. The coaching is terrible. The coaching is terrible, man. Like, Brian Johnson and Nick Sirianni. Like see, I was arguing with my brother Jason about this. Hey, what's up, E Money Bentley? Thanks for checking in. Go Birds. I was arguing with my brother Jason about this. You can't sit there and tell me that your philosophy is, as the Eagles organization, is to throw the ball, pass the ball, to set up the establishing lead, and then run. Because what you're actually saying in that situation is that I don't care what I'm built on. I don't care what I design my team to do. I'm going to do what I want to do against you, and you got to stop it. And so far, we see that it does not work. It hasn't worked all year long at all. Eagles 45, Buccaneers 17. E Money Bentley, you got to tell me why you believe that. You got to tell me why you see the Eagles scoring so many points without A.J. Brown and with the way this offense has been playing for the last 5-6 weeks. Tell me, you got to explain that score. I do want to see it, but explain that score. But at the end of the day, you gotta play to your strengths. And it's simple, like it's not hard. If you play to your strengths, it's much easier for your team to go out and execute and win games. Nick Sirianni was a former wide receiver, so he, of course, he probably likes the, wide receiver stats, and want to see wide receivers get crazy plays, touchdowns, and things of that nature. But in this league right now, and to me personally too, I also believe that because the league is trying to devalue the running back position, they're trying to not pay running backs top money because they get hurt a lot, or their body gets a lot of wear and tear. But here's the problem with that. If you don't use your running backs, you don't win. You won't win the Super Bowl. If you can't run the ball, you won't win. And the Eagles, to me, fell victim to that. I think that they looked at what the league said as far as devaluing the running back position, not wanting to pay a running back, and use that to their whatever, not advantage. I'm not even going to say advantage because it wasn't an advantage, but they're using that in their game plan. The Cardinals didn't put punt on this defense. We hold the Bucs to 17. I'll shave my head, laugh out loud. BG, I don't know, BG. I don't have no. I'm not sitting here saying I got confidence in our defense that we're going to, miraculously make some type of stop, miraculously be this team that's going to come out and just do whatever we want on the Bucs and stop them from doing anything. I hope we do, because this right here it should be a defensive game for us. We should go out there and establish our defensive dominance, but we have to show that. We have to make tackles. We have to be in the right spots at the right times. We can't give up Yak. We have to be in position to make plays. Now, like I said, the last since they made the change, I've still yet to see what Matt Patricia has brung to this team. I don't know what Matt Patricia value is when it comes to the Eagles. I don't. Um, but at the end of the day, I would like to see him make something happen, at least in this game right here. I would hate to see us go down to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're a professional football team. I'm not discounting that. They're a professional football team, but I would hate to see the Eagles go down to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That just would be awful. And it'd be hard on the city. The city might go through some torture tomorrow night if they lose. I don't know. It might be some looting going on tomorrow night. I hope not. And it didn't come from me. I didn't tell y'all to do anything, so don't sit there and tell anybody that Top Shelf said do this, that. No, I didn't tell you to do none of that. I'm just telling y'all, I'm just telling the Eagles organization they better get their stuff together. This defense can't stop nothing. It's going to start with the defensive line. We haven't won rushing for this year, and that was a main strength of our defense last year. Getting pressure was just for it. Yeah, I mean, what's the call? Guy step up. Carter. We need Jordan Davis. We need Fletch. We need Sweat to get home a little bit more. We need Hassan to get a little bit of pressure on Baker Mayfield. We need that because we put our secondary out there on the island. We lose every time. And they got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. We can't leave. Slay is coming back off of arthroscopic knee surgery. Bradbury couldn't cover me. The young boys, Ringo and Ricks, they're learning, but this is a playoff game. I mean, right now you have no error to lose. You have no room for error. You have no room for error. So you have to be able to get pressure up front. You have to get pressure on Baker Mayfield. Shaq Leonard has showed us nothing. We were all hyped when we signed him, but he showed us nothing. But we have to get the pressure up front to keep the pressure off our back end. What do you think of Maddox at safety? I wouldn't mind seeing him at safety, but the only question I have is then who you put at slot, because I think Godwin runs over the slot a lot. Who do you replace the slot with? I mean, Roby hasn't been doing anything. Roby last week had a tackle and he just bumped the guy. Like he literally just bumped him. I don't know who. I forget who he was supposed to tackle. I think it was maybe a receiver or something. He just bumped him and ran past him. Like, I don't know. I mean, like I don't have no confidence in Roby to be that slot corner. I don't have no confidence. I don't know, BG. I would like to see something happen with either Maddox or I would like to see something happen on that defense to where as though I can go into a second round or next week's game and say, all right, we got some confidence. So if it's putting Maddox back at safety, let's do it. But we got to be able to cover the middle. Our linebackers can't do it. I think Cunningham is still playing. He's not hurt. He's back. But we gotta make stops. And like you said, BG, we gotta get pressure from our front four. If we don't get pressure from our front four, it's going to be a long day. Unfortunately, it's going to be a long day, and it might be a long day in the fact of the Eagles losing in a big way. I mean, because you gotta be honest with yourself. The Buccaneers really have no they don't have anything really to lose if they lose. They made it to the playoffs where nobody thought they would make it. So they really have nothing to lose. The pressure really is all on us to step up and be that team. Because we were built to be that. We were coming off a Super Bowl last year where we had a phenomenal draft to where half the league was like, how the heck did they get a draft like that coming off a Super Bowl? How did they? And it was so many people like, oh my God, they're going to go back, and they're young. They're young. So that when you got so many people at a point fearing your team because you were young and and had a draft coming off the Super Bowl the way we did, there's no way on earth we should be sitting here talking like this right now. We should right now be literally sitting around saying, all right, well, we wait to see who we play next week. We wait to see who we play next week. But because we had this epic collapse, or what they're saying an epic collapse, and like I said, I'ma still stick to the fact that we're playing possum, like Chad Ochocinco said. I think we're playing possum. It's a sad day when we got more confidence in the Flyers than we have in the exactly. That's crazy because one of the guys hit me up on in Messenger, Jesse Bell. He's been supporting me since I've been starting, and he's a big Flyer guy. And he's like, "Yo, you missing a hell of a time talking about the Eagles. You should be talking about the Flyers." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. I just don't know too much about the Flyers right now or the hockey sport in general. It is my goal and my plan to start learning more about what hockey does, how the sport is, and stuff like that. But I got to get through this football season first. And once I get through the football season, maybe I'll spend some time watching some hockey games and getting up the breast with them. But back to these Eagles, man. There's no way on God's green earth after this regular season, we should be waiting, or we should be playing a wild card game based off the performance we had last year, based off the draft we had coming into the year, and based off the way the team was built. There's no way we should be playing a wild card game right now. But yet and still we are. But like I said, I want to know how nervous, or if you guys are nervous or not about the Eagles not playing with or AJ Brown not being suiting up for the team tomorrow. Also, I also want to know how you guys feel, because there's been a lot of reports that I don't know, I didn't check this, but that AJ Brown deleted all his Eagle content from his Twitter page, and then deleted his Twitter page. Do y'all make anything of that? Because at the end of the day, like, if AJ Brown signed a 5-year deal, he's 2 years into his 5-year deal. He at least got another 3 years left. He could try to force a trade. He could be disgruntled, do a TO, try to force a trade, try to get up out of here if that's what he want to do. But I mean, my question is with that, if he decides to force a trade and want to get up out of here, why? What happens in the Eagle culture or the Eagles organization to make stuff like this happen? Like, why can't we get a AJ Brown or like a TO at the time and have those guys ride into the sunset being happy that they're Eagles? Sorry, that they are part of the Eagles organization. Why is it always that when we get these star players, these great football talents, we find a way to run them out of town or want to run them out of town? Help me out with that, because I truly don't know why we get these players and all of a sudden that they want to leave after 2 or 3 years being here. After 2 years of being here, Terrell was made it a year and a half. AJ Brown looking like he's making a year and a half. I don't know if the reports are true, but I want to know what y'all think about that and why does this happen. Also, I want to address something. I was talking to another person that's been a part of the podcast, Belinda B. She was asking me, why does the Eagles fans have to boo? I want to address that because, prior to 2017, prior to us winning the Super Bowl, us Eagles fans had really nothing to look forward to. We had no Super Bowl. We wanted we got close to winning one. We were in the Super Bowl, but we couldn't bring it home. And my answer to her was like, if you worried about if not her, but if professional football players worried about being booed, that must mean you haven't played well enough to not get booed. Right now, our Eagles team is not playing good enough at all to not be booed. They deserve to be booed. And as a professional player, you should be able to take that because that's what you are now. Like you are a person in the limelight, so you should be able to take when you're not being played to get booed. What's the problem? We force fed Brown so much when he doesn't get the ball, he turns to a baby. Yeah, but you know, I agree with that. Like AJ Brown is a diva wide receiver. He is. He definitely is. The difference to me with that force feed thing is that I think they force fed him in a way where as though he is not getting the looks that he was getting last year. They're trying to like it was times last year. Jalen Hurts threw into triple coverage and he came down with the ball. But now that I think the way Jalen Hurts is throwing the ball now is different than it was last year. He's not even when he's throwing in double and triple coverage, he's throwing the ball short. And he's not putting it in places where AJ Brown can actually make the play. He's actually putting it in a play where AJ Brown just starts to become the defender. He has to try to protect the team from getting an interception. You know what I mean? But that's the difference to me last year was that what's sticking out to me in my head is the Pittsburgh game when he threw it, and I think it was double coverage, and AJ Brown caught the ball for the touchdown, but it was in the place that only AJ Brown could catch it, and he pointed at the two guys as they fell on the field. You know what I mean? That's to me the difference. He is forcing the ball, but forcing the ball in places that is only being able to be caught by a defensive player. And I think that's frustrating for AJ. To me, I think that's where he gets frustrated at because you're not putting it in a place that I can actually make a good play on it. I have to become a defender the way you're throwing the ball. And see, to me, with that, when they do that, they're putting too much on Jalen Hurts. Because last year, a lot of the times that they threw the ball like that, it was a balanced attack. It wasn't just defenders dropping back, knowing that they're going to throw the ball. His accuracy has regressed. Because they are putting too much. They're throwing the ball 40, 50 times a game with Jalen Hurts. You're not going to be the most accurate quarterback doing that. And especially against teams that you don't even need to throw the ball to. Throw the ball on. You got running backs. You want that man to constantly drop back and throw the ball. Every game, you want that man to constantly drop back and throw the ball. And again, like I said, you're throwing in the places where he can't make a good chance of catching that ball. You're throwing it in places where he actually has to be a defender. That's frustrating. Like I got to be a defender now instead of being a receiver and catch the ball. Jalen, but that's like I said, that's not all on Jalen Hurts to me. That's a lot on the coaching and the play calling because you should mix the run with the pass and keep so much pressure off of Jalen Hurts. But you're not. The timing with him and the receivers are off. We're running a team in love with passion that has to stop. Yeah, but Carl, let me tell you this, right? When you build the team, right? You build the team. Say, you got your running back position, you got your wide receivers, you got your tight ends, you got your offensive line, and you say, well, let's see who can do what. Now you traded for DeAndre Swift. You got a good running back. You traded for DeAndre Swift. You lost Miles Sanders. You traded for DeAndre Swift. Your receiving core is still the same. And to me, DeAndre Swift is an upgrade over Miles Sanders. Not saying Miles Sanders is no slouch, but he's an upgrade over Miles Sanders. He's much more better with with seeing the holes, finding the holes. He's more shiftier. He's more patient of a runner, like a Shady McCoy. So when you got that type of team, you gotta utilize that running game and keep the pressure off of him. Keep the pressure off your quarterback. So that way, when your quarterback drops back to throw the ball, because they are respecting the run so much, they don't have much in coverage to stop A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, or Dallas Goedert. he can throw the ball and actually have the AJ Brown catch the ball. It's not that the timing is off. I think that the way they're calling plays is off. The pressure they're putting on him is off. Start Swift and Penny and run the ball 30, 40 times. They need to. This should be an absolute run game. They should run the ball down their throats and tell them to stop it. And until then, if they do try to stop it, then you unleash Smitty, you unleash Julio, you unleash Dallas Goedert. But this should absolutely be a 45-time run game. DeAndre Swift should have 150 yards. Rashard Penny should have about 80. Gainwell should have about 50. You should absolutely run the ball crazy on this team. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Swift, Penny, Gainwell, Scott, running back room is majority fresh. Yes. I can't even get the words out. Yes. Run the damn ball. If anybody on here has any ties to this Eagles organization, you need to get the kite to them now before they probably already boarded the plane. But tell them dudes, run the ball. Don't overcomplicate the game. It's very simple. We're playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I'm not discounting them as a team. They made it to the playoffs. We're going to face them, but you gotta exploit them for what they can't do. They can't stop the run. Run the ball on this team. Don't recreate the wheel. Don't sit there and say, "Oh, AJ Brown, now let's make it up with Devontae Smith," because he's going to be out, and he's still got a bum ankle. But Devontae is a warrior. He's going to play. But you can't put the pressure on him. You can't put the pressure on Jalen Hurts. You can't put the pressure on Dallas Goedert. You got to run the ball. You got to mix the game, the offensive game. And defense, don't think that you're off the hook. Make a tackle. Defense, you got to make a tackle. If you can't tackle, we will lose. They got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and I forget they running back. He's a rookie, but he's nice. He's nice. So you got to tackle and stop them for no gains. I swear, I mean, like half of us on here could be able to go out there and coach a football game for the Philadelphia Eagles and win the Super Bowl the way they're built right now. Now, I'm not sitting here telling you guys that Nick Sirianni and Brian Johnson are just bums or anything like that. But what they've done this year hasn't mounted to a hill of beans, man. Going into the season, we had the league on notice. The league was actually scared of us. The league was actually trying to figure out what they could do to stop us. The league thought that we were going to be the problem. No disrespect to the 49ers or the Ravens or anybody like that, but nobody was worried about them until this collapse from the Eagles. Nobody was really worried about them. Everybody thought that the Eagles was going to be out here being that team that no one's going to be able to stop and doing what we want on people. If I see a wide receiver screen on a second and short, I might lose my mind. I will too. If I see a design quarterback run, I'm going to lose my mind. If I see the tush push on first and goal, I might lose my mind. Like, I like the tush push, but you got running backs. Give it up. Give it to them. Let's do a tush push on third and goal, fourth and goal. Let's try that then. Let's not try that on first and goal. Give it to the running backs, especially if they got you down there. Reward your running backs. They got you down there. Let them celebrate. That's why I love Sidney Brown, because he's the only one in the secondary that makes tackles. He blew one last week, I think, before he got hurt. He's usually a tackle machine, but he blew one last week before he got hurt. Sidney Brown is done for the year with the torn ACL. Speedy recovery to him. Hopefully he gets back, better than ever. But we got to make stops, though. We have to. It's imperative that we do. You know what I mean? BG, like I sit here and watch it, and I go back and forth with my brother. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there like, yo, this is not good. We're not making tackles. And that's why I keep saying, like, there's no difference to me between Sean Desai and Matt Patricia. I have seen nothing different between the two coordinators. To actually demote Sean Desai, and now they're talking about getting rid of him at the end of the year. Like, I've saw nothing different that Matt Patricia came and did with this defense to be able to say, all right, yeah, I see why they didn't want to play for him. The players are playing the same way. They're still missing tackles the same way. They're still not covering the same way. Bradbury can't cover me. So it didn't matter if Sean Desai was telling him press coverage or back off. It didn't matter. Matt Patricia telling him the same thing. He's still getting beat. He's still getting beat. So what is the difference? I still haven't heard a legitimate reason for why the coaching change was needed for the defense. Now, players, they talk about the players said that they thought he wasn't confident in the play calls and this and the third, and that's why they wanted to change. But if that was the case, you got Matt Patricia in there, you still look the same as you did when you had Sean Desai. So is that an excuse? Because to me, that's what it looked like, an excuse. Oh, man. Why are you letting Carl Sampson? That's my man, Smitty. Smitty, hey, listen, right now, in all actuality, I shouldn't be letting you on here because you're a Cowboy fan. You're a Cowboy fan, Smitty. I should get you up out of here. No, but you my brother, and I love you. You know what I mean? I hope they didn't even look at that tape last week. That game had not won Bryce. No, it didn't. We look like we were at the bottom tier team limping in the playoffs. Exactly. You know what I said? I don't know if you heard that, BG. I said that like what Chad Ochocinco said, we playing possum. We playing possum. And that's all I can, say. I'm hoping that game last week was evident of how we are playing possum. Smitty Lewis, you gotta relax. 404, the sports guy, the sports boy. Oh man. You have Brian Green been showing face in all my Carl Sampson been dunking his taco for the past month for non-stop talking trash talking. Hey, listen, man, you're a Cowboy fan, Smitty. You know what I mean? And I would hate for you today at 4:30 get shown up by the young boy Jordan Love. Because if you do, I'm gonna blow your phone up. If Dak goes out there and lays an egg for your team, I'm blowing your phone up. Might as well put it on Do Not Disturb. Dez didn't catch Smitty. Dez didn't catch it. He didn't catch it, Smitty. That was not a touchdown. Y'all going down the same way. Y'all should win. I like Baker bounce back, but I don't trust him. He come out there and lay an egg, and he banged up. Yeah, he's banged up. I mean, that's the, like I said, I'm not making no excuses. I want to play the best players out there. I want to play the best. I don't want to see nobody hurt, and then because people use that excuse like the 49ers did when Brock Purdy got hurt. Oh, Brock Purdy hurt. That's why we lost. Like I want the best players out there, and I want to beat the best players. Baker being hurt does go well for us, but I still rather see him play the whole game. It's unless we put pressure on him and get him out of there. Then that's something different. I don't want him not to start the game. That's what I'm trying to say. I want him to start the game, play the game, and if we get him out of there in the midst of the game, then that's all fine too. That's all part of football. I do think that Baker Mayfield has had a big comeback. He should probably get a payday next year, but I don't trust him to win this game. We have to pressure with our front four, make him uncomfortable. Yeah. We touched on that earlier, BJ. We definitely have the pressure. We definitely have to rush our front four and get him uncomfortable. He's erratic when he's under pressure. He's very erratic when he's under pressure. So if we can constantly keep him under pressure with our front four and cover the back end, it'll be a very, very long day for that team. But that's a big if. We all sit here and know that is a big if. Nobody can sit here and confidently say, like, yes, that's what's going to happen. That's a big if. We want it to happen, but we don't think that it's actually going to happen because there's no evidence that we have done that all year long. And that, like I said, that leads me to say, what was the coaching change for? Yo, bro, thanks for checking in. We have to stop we have to stop the run, make them one-dimensional and pressure on pass downs. Yes, we do. But see, we have to pressure with our front four because we can't rely on our corners. And I'm not going to say both safeties. Blankenship has been all right. Kevin Byard has been okay. He's nothing really like, all right, like, yeah, he was a significant, like, we needed him. But we have to get it with our front four, though. Hemi Hands, thanks for checking in, bro. The Eagles should win the game if they run the ball instead of pass, and keep the defense off the field. Exactly. That's the key to the game. That's the key to the game. You got to control the clock. You got to run that ball with your running backs, control the clock, keep their offense on the sideline, keep our defense on the sideline, and win a game like that. Clock management, game management. Be a game manager tomorrow night. You can't pass the ball crazy because now, even with AJ Brown out, it's even going to be a little harder because now they're only going to look at Devontae Smith, which could keep, like, Julio Jones and people like that for having a good game. They can have a good game based off the way they would look at Buccaneers will look at the offense with AJ Brown out. I mean, you saw Julio catch 2 touchdowns last week. When he had 2 touchdowns last week, I was like, okay, it's over. Not last week, the week before, I'm sorry, against Cardinals. 12 to 15 play drives, ending with 6 wins this game. Yeah, if we could score touchdowns and not field goals, we should be in the driver's seat to be able to win. We can't kick field goals and expect to win. We gotta score touchdowns, put the pressure on them. Like, to be honest, looking at the 49er game, we drove the ball down the field twice. If those were touchdowns instead of field goals, that was a whole different game. That could have been a whole different game. You never know how that game could have ended up because they would have been down 14-0 versus 6-0. So you have to be able to do that. Belinda B, thanks for checking in. They need to run the ball. Also, they do the brotherly shove if someone jumps over them and hit Jalen in helmet to helmet. They need to call it. You got to realize, Belinda, the league hate that play. They hate that play. They can't stand that brotherly shove. So if somebody jumps over the top and hits Jalen Hurts in the head, helmet to helmet contact, they're going to turn the other way. They're going to look the other way. The league has told them they're probably going to ban that play. And I really don't understand how they keep saying it's not a football play. I really don't understand how they keep telling you hear all these announcers saying it's not a football play. It's not a football play. If I line up my linemen, my 4 or 5 linemen, and drive your defensive line to the ground, and my quarterback goes through the middle of that, how is that not that's quarterback sneak? It's not my fault that y'all can't stop it. It's not my fault that the league can't, that nobody that we play can stop it. I mean, we were unsuccessful all year on that play, probably like twice. And that y'all mad at us because we execute a play very well, even though I believe that we use it a little too much. You know what I mean? It's still helmet to helmet. You're right. It should be called, but they won't. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying you're absolutely right. It's helmet to helmet if it happens, but they're not going to call it. They're going to look the other way. The league hates that play. They do. They simply do. They don't want to see that play work. My man Jalen spots up to 600 pounds. Yeah, and that's exactly why. You've seen teams like Minnesota and a couple other teams try to run that play, and they can't execute it the way that the Eagles do because their quarterbacks can't do what Jalen Hurts do. But again, like I said, I don't want to see that play run on 1st and goal. I don't want to see the play run on 2nd and goal. That play should come out 3rd and goal, 4th and goal for a touchdown. That's what I'm saying. One commentator asked the other commentator, why do they hate it so much? And the only reason he could give is it's not a football play. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. He couldn't honestly give an answer. And the other commentator said people don't like it just mad because their team can do it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I just said. That's what I just said. They don't like it because they can't stop it. That's exactly what it is. There's no reason. It's nothing different than a regular quarterback sneak, a regular lineup quarterback sneak. It's no different. It's just the fact that we execute on a high grade that they get mad at it. You know what I mean? Agree with you. We have 4 Carol backs, cornerbacks, or 4 capable backs. Yeah, they should run the ball. They should run the ball. This game should be heavy, 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 heavy run. You should have 45 run attempts this game. Hemi Hand says a lot of teams try to copy us and fail. We are the only ones that could do it. Exactly. That's why they hate it so much. If they could stop, Hemi, think about it like this: if they could actually stop it, if that play was actually getting stopped 50% of the time, the league wouldn't say nothing about it, because then it's average. Then it's average. It's like, all right, you know what? Everybody, people could stop it. Why are we worried about it? But being as though we run that play, and on 99% of the time we convert, is why the league hates it. And if it was like Tom Brady and the Patriots doing it, nobody would have a problem with it. And I'm not sitting there saying it like as black and white or anything like that. I'm just saying the favoritism that the league has with certain teams. That's what it is. He was saying other teams would like it if they would be successful at it, but seeing how they are not successful, they don't like it either. Yeah, that's all it boils down to. Because you can't stop it is the reason why you hate it. If you could stop it, you wouldn't hate it. Hey, Smitty, what you talking about? BG nuts? What are you talking about? You the one that's nuts, man. What are you talking about? In the words of Shannon Sharp, y'all should line up every play and turn and do the darn touch push. Nah, and do the touch push. No, like Smitty. As much as I like that play though, as much as that play is successful, I hate seeing it done on 1st and goal. Like, I hate to see DeAndre Swift, Gainwell, we can't say Penny, or even Boston Scott break off like a 50-yard run, get us down to the red zone, and then we get up to the goal line, and then we do a touch push. You know what I mean? Reward your running back. Your running back got us down there. Get him in it. Let him get in the zone. Let him celebrate. Let him have a good time. You know what I mean? Like that's you say why, Smitty? That's why. Your running back got you in that position. Let him get it. Let him celebrate. And to me, you're not using the clock in that situation. You're not using the clock where you need to in that situation. So you gotta look at it differently. You gotta say, listen, my running backs got us down here. Let me reward them by letting them score a touchdown. It's y'all best play and y'all safest play. It is, but it should be that for 4th down, or third and goal, 4th and goal, not 1st and goal. Not 1st and goal. See, like being as though it's unstoppable, I'd rather do it on 3rd and goal and 4th and goal instead of doing a 1st and goal, because I know I'm still going to score. I'd rather see if I can get my running back a touchdown. Either one of my running backs, I'd rather see one of them get the touchdown first. And if we can't convert with them, then we'll go to that play. I mean, because at the end of the day, too, if we're running trying to get a touchdown, we're unsuccessful on 1st and 2nd down, we're running the clock out too. We're using the clock as well. The clock keeps moving. So then you know you're going to score by using the touch push. Then you go to the touch push on 3rd and 4th and goal. Teresa Packer, thanks for checking in. Appreciate you. Go Eagles. Let's make it 12-6. Let's make it 12-6 by beating the Buccaneers tomorrow night. We got to. If we want to keep seeing football, by the Philadelphia Eagles, we got to make it 12-6 tomorrow night. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate that. But at the end of the day, Smitty, that's why I say I don't like it on 1st and 2nd down. Even though it's a successful play, even though nobody can stop it, even though the chances of converting is 99%, we need to reward our running backs for getting us in that position. We need to utilize the clock too. Y'all gonna win. I don't trust Baker. He's banged up. Yeah, you said that already. You said that. Yeah, and I believe it too. You know, I don't want to use his injuries as an excuse, but you know, we got to pull this out because, like I said, if we lose tomorrow night, Philly will be in the uproar. There will be an uproar roar because there's no way on God's green earth we should have lost against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Philly would be on fire tomorrow night. You know, but I don't trust y'all DBs against their wide receivers. I don't either. That's why me and Smith, me and BG was talking all show, saying that they have to get pressure with the front four so they can get more coverage in the back end. I don't trust them neither. Like I said, Bradbury couldn't cover me. I could double move Bradbury, and I'm 44 years old. I can double move him. It ain't nothing. Philly's going to lose their mind. It's mine. Yeah, exactly. It's going to that town will be turned upside down by Tuesday morning if they lose that game Monday night. You're on prime time. The other game that's before you, I mean, I think Buffalo. What is it? Buffalo and the Steelers. Who is it? Yeah, Buffalo and the Steelers. That game will be getting ready, to go off by the time you play, or it'll probably be off by the time you play because I think they play at 4:30. You got the world looking at you. You got the whole world looking at you. You got to show up. And they did that for a reason because, truthfully, it was only supposed to be the Eagles playing tomorrow night. You gotta make sure you show up for that game because Philly will be on fire. You know what I mean? Yeah, you laughing because it's the truth. We're going to have to wrap the Wells Fargo up because the city might burn the link down. Exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean? They might set all that on fire down there if the Eagles lose. I don't want it to happen. I'm not condoning it. So don't anybody that's watching this, any young people that's watching this, don't get the idea saying that, oh, Top Shelf Sports Talk told us to go down to the stadiums and set it on fire because the Eagles lost. I'm not saying that. I'm on record and I got witnesses hearing me tell y'all I am not saying that. I'm just thinking that it could happen if you lose. It could happen if you lose. I just want to give a huge shout out to everybody who's been a part of this today. BG, thanks for checking in. Thanks for the flowers. Carl, appreciate you. Teresa, Smitty, always Smitty. You always, show up, show love, talk your trash. Oh, Nick gonna be productive. Oh, protected custody, and AJ going to be on the net drawing again. Yeah, AJ might not. He deleted the stuff, so he might not even show up on the net. But Nick is going to be in protective custody. They're gonna have to ship him out of here. He might need Secret Service for the rest of his life if they lose that game. They might have to protect him for the rest of his life. Real quick, I've been putting out there all week that I wanted you guys to do the playoff bracket. Here's my playoff bracket. I got Smitty. I got your Cowboys losing to the Rams. I got them beating the Packers, but they're losing to the Rams. And of course, I got my Eagles in the NFC Championship against the Rams, and Eagles win the Super Bowl. But if you still want to play, we could do one for these games today, and going forward. Go on my page, hit the link, print out the paper, screenshot it, fill your teams in, send it to me, and we count them as your entry to play and playoff pick'em. Cowboys going to the NFC Championship at least? No, they're not. The Rams beat them to go to the NFC Championship. I got it on my paper. My paper is what's going to happen. You see that, Smitty? Dang, I can't even hold it right. My paper is what's going to happen. You see the Cowboys losing to the Rams? That is exactly what's going to happen. But anyway, man, it's been a great show. We're going to smoke the Rams. No, y'all not. Puka Nacua and what's my man? Puka Nacua and what's the other receiver? They gonna cook y'all. CD Go, he might have a good game. CD Go probably have a good playoff series, but it's not gonna be enough to win. But just want to let y'all know, man. I appreciate y'all for being on the show today. I'll be back next week to Bland and Gilly. What are you talking about? DeJuan Bland and who? But I appreciate y'all being on the show, and be back next week. We'll still be in the same slot Sunday, 11 a.m. Whether the Eagles are playing, whether the Eagles are not playing, we'll still be talking basketball. We're talking all sports, So please be a part of the show. Share the page with your friends, family, and associates. Let them be a part of the show. Be back Tuesday. If y'all lose, I will. You can come on with me. Be there with me. If we lose, we could do a show Tuesday. You bet that, Smitty. You just text me and let me know what time is best for you. We could definitely do a show Tuesday. I don't mind that. But anyway, thanks for being a part of the show. Again, thanks to my daughter-in-law Snoop for the vodka, Bird Gang vodka. I might need it come tomorrow night. Appreciate you. Shout out to my man, Make It Make Sense for the hoodie, the fire hoodie. If y'all need his information, he designs hoodies. Pretty good guy. He's responsive. You get with him, he'll get back with you. Just text me, if you need his information, I'll forward that to you. But again, real quick, go Eagles. EAGLES. Go!
Thing I want you to do for me.
What?
Come here.
What?
Win.
What are we waiting for?
You know what you gotta do.